Well, it's always been a pretty good place to spot from right here. I don't know, just pull in here off the road and you can see this whole bottom down through here. I've been pulling in here for years, seen a lot of big bucks over the years. The spotting scope, check that out. It's one of my first pieces of hunting equipment that I bought or whatever, way back in the 1980s, I believe, when I first started deer hunting, bow hunting anyway. So it's been in the truck ever since. So it's logged a few miles and a few hours. So it kind of brings up the season so far, I guess. Here it is, 2 or 3 days before Christmas here. Still haven't shot anything, of course, but been a pretty good season. This summer, big buck showed up. Got quite a bit of velvet footage of him. Buck that had been around for 3 or 4 years that I've been kind of keeping track of. You can see there that little bit of velvet footage there, how big he was. But anyway, I was able to get quite a bit of footage of him on my horizontal rubs there early in October there. He's on the same rub that he had been a couple of years. It's kind of right on the property line. Neighbor there, he knew about him too, and we kind of share information back and forth. And he spent a lot of time on that other farm too, and that guy ended up taking him with the bow there. I think it was like around the 10th of November. I never did see the buck out of the stand. I saw him one day after I'd got out of the stand and was walking out. He was down in the brush there. I didn't really get any video of him and wasn't really too disappointed that other guy got him. I mean, but that buck was right in there, and he'd been in there for 2 or 3 years that I know of on that same horizontal rub that you see him working there now. But this year he really blew up. He was on there last year, and we found both sheds. And he was like believe it or not, he was like a 140 buck last year. He'd busted off a couple of times. And so from last year to this year, he put on 60 inches. So that's, and I'm pretty sure he was 5 years old this year. Not all bucks will do that, but occasionally they will. And I don't know why that is. It's just good genetics. They got to, get to that 5, 6 year old to show, their true potential sometimes. But anyway, that was pretty cool. Got with if you want to see what a 200-inch buck looks like working a horizontal rub, that was it right there. So it's pretty cool. And I passed 2 or 3 bucks. There's a big 7-pointer there that I was actually hunting that 200-inch buck and had this 7-pointer come right underneath the tree there, and interestingly, I think that was on Halloween daytime, and that big buck was on my horizontal rub. I didn't hunt that rub that day, but he was right in there too on that Halloween time frame there. I guess I should have been in the other stand, as they say, but anyway, I got another real good video clip of that 7-pointer doing a snort wheeze. That setup there just had a scrape on it, and I think it was like a week or 10 days after that he come down there and worked worked the scrape, and then he did a snort wheeze with pretty cool footage there. So that buck, and then I passed another pretty good buck that I probably should have shot. You can see the footage here. I think it was towards the middle of November there sometime. He come right underneath the tree there. He was actually feeding on buck brush berries, little red berries on the buck brush there. Come in kind of harassing a doe a little bit there, but wasn't really too interested. And I actually had him on trail camera there. Pretty cool video of him on trail camera grooming his tail there. So that kind of went with that footage there. Real big. I think he's probably the most mature buck in there where I was hunting, but I just didn't shoot him. And that buck, and then down here, passed up a pretty good buck. He has 5 on one side and 3 fork on the other side, I believe. And he was a nice buck, but just wasn't quite what I was looking for. He ended up coming right underneath the tree there one day, or one evening, and there was a horizontal rub right there that he'd worked 3 or 4 times within a 2-day period there, and I think he kind of winded me that time that he come underneath the tree there, and I never saw him after that. I don't know what, and I never saw him before that, so he was a buck that was just in the area for a couple of days. But anyway, a couple other big bucks around. It was a big 9-pointer that I didn't pass him up, but I was actually filled my tag early there last year and was trying to shoot a couple of does and was in the tree stand, and I actually grunted him in. He come right down underneath the tree stand there last year. Got real good video of him. Just a perfect scenario to get a shot if I would have had a tag, but I didn't. And that buck is still around. I got a real good trail cam video of him scratching his back with his antler. That was way back in October. So he was in the same place, but this year he just didn't like to work the horizontal rubs in that area for some reason. But that's pretty cool footage of him working that horizontal rub, or not working it, but scratching his back while he was standing there. So that buck's around, and then down below here there's a couple of pretty good bucks. One that spent quite a bit of time working the rubs down here. He's a narrow 10-pointer with real long tines. He's been down here a couple of 3 years. Got quite a bit of footage of him on the horizontal rubs. Never really saw him out of the tree, although I hunted down there quite a bit. I saw him the other day, so he's still around. And then the one I really like to shoot is still around, I believe. I saw him, it's been 3 or 4 days ago, down here on this bottom. He's just a real heavy-duty, wide 10-pointer with a big flare off one G2 there. I got really good footage of him out of the tree there one day. He was just a little too far to get a shot, and kind of behind quite a bit of brush. He was actually following a doe pretty hard down in there, and got real good video of him that day, but like I say, just a little too far for a shot. And I think he ended up winding me that day, and that was towards the middle of November also. So I was a little skittish on scaring him out of there, so I never really hunted a lot after that, just on account of kind of saving him till late season here. Got real good trail cam videos of both of them bucks actually working a scrape down there, early October footage on both of them working a scrape there. And then I got quite a bit of footage of this flared buck on the horizontal rub, but he wouldn't hardly ever work it in the daytime. I think I got one pretty good video of him standing there kind of looking at the rub in the daytime there, and he was, you could tell he was a little bit suspicious of the setup, but that he'd worked that same rub after dark anyway. But so I kind of backed out of there and been watching up here from a distance or whatever. So late muzzleloader season opens tomorrow. Warm weather, but at least you got a couple of pretty good bucks to hunt, and I'll probably be sitting down here tomorrow evening, and it's got a pretty good wind for it, I think. And then probably the next 2 or 3 days, just try to hunt down here, see if I can see either that narrow 10-pointer or that flared antler 10-pointer. So probably shoot either one of them. They look pretty good in person, I know that. But just wanted to mention, probably don't see the shed dog with me anymore. He ended up passing away last spring. I think he's 14, over 14 years old. Just kind of been of a long summer, I guess, without him. He always liked to go deer scouting and look for deer. Got quite a bit of memories with him. I think the funniest one was with putting the wig on him and pretending he was Zach or whatever and chasing that buck there that one day. That was about the funniest thing I'd done, I believe. And, you know, they don't live forever. I mean, time keeps on marching on. And when you're old enough to have outlived several good dogs, you know you're getting old. So that's kind of the boat I'm in, I guess. So know any good shed dogs out there, send him my way. Otherwise, we'll catch you down here trying to shoot a big buck with the muzzleloader. Well, you can kind of see my setup here down on this little bottom where I've seen that flared tine 10 pointer. So we got a southeast wind tonight. Pretty good spot. Sit down in here last night. Saw 2 or 3 fairly decent bucks, but not him. They were kind of turning cows down in here on these stalks, so might kind of slow things down for a couple days, but sit here tonight, see if he shows up. I'll apologize beforehand on the video if he'd happen to come out. I'm beyond trying to get the shot on film. If he comes out, I'm either filming or I'm trying to shoot him. Not trying to do both, so see what happens. Well, dang it, that flyer buck, he just come in right behind the stand here, just right back that little narrow strip there. I was expecting him to show up out in front of me. The wind's kind of cutting right behind me, and I just turned around and looked, and he was standing out there in the cornfield there, and I sitting in a chair here, and I got turned around. There was another buck with him. That other buck, I didn't see him. He saw me and run off, and big flyer buck, he stood there quite a while trying to figure out what was going on, and so I was able to kind of get scrunched down in the chair and put the muzzle loader over the top of the chair here, and then he turned and started walking right directly at me at about 50 yards. So I shot him kind of quartering to me. Just had to kind of freehand him off the top of the chair here, but looked like I hit him hard. He was pulled up his front leg and made it into the timber there. He just took off. So I'll quit shaking here and reload the muzzleloader, and just getting close to dark here, and didn't look like he made it too far into the timber there, so we'll see if we can track him up right here before dark here. Right along that edge is where I was there, and he was right out here. Wasn't too far, probably 50-yard shot, but he went right into the timber, carrying his front leg there pretty good, so it looked like I hit him hard or whatever. It's I think he went right here. You can see kind of some scuff marks there, like he almost went down there. But I'm just gonna head in here a little ways. I don't really see any blood here, but Surely didn't go too far. Yeah, there's actually blood right there. I don't know whether you can see it or not. It's getting kind of dark. So I did hit him. Oh, real thick. Whoa. Like there he is right there. Oh. Yeah, he didn't make it too far. Oh. Holy moly, what a buck. Look at the spread on that thing, gee. Put the gun down here. Whoa, that's a buck. Look at that thing. Holy moly. That's the old flyer. Dark forehead on him. Man, it's a nice buck. See if I can get him turned around here a little bit, get a little better video of him here. Awesome deer. Gee, what a spread. Yeah, it's going to get dark on me here, but that buck's been down in here, 2 or 3 years. Got that real good velvet clip of him there this summer. Come close to getting him with the bow this fall. I got pretty good footage of him, but just a little too far away for a shot. But been a while since I shot one with a muzzleloader, but he didn't come in like he was supposed to. Lucky he didn't win me, and lucky he didn't see me turn around in the chair there to get a shot at him. But about a 50-yard shot, kind of quartering. Hell, he was walking right at me, but just an awesome buck. I guess it doesn't end my season. I still have a bow tag, I guess. So. But anyway, it'd be kind of hard to top that one. Awesome deer. It's actually Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas, everyone. See if I can round up somebody to get him out of here, but shouldn't be too bad. Drive down in here pretty close on this cornfield. So sometimes, like I say, it works out the way it's supposed to, but awesome buck and fun hunt. So like I say, Merry Christmas, everyone. Catch you later.